We've been familiar with the properties we owned here for a long time. And not much had been done with them. And so one day I got called into my father and Jim's office, and they said, the thing at the foot of King Street. And I said, yes. And they said, well, we want you to fix it. And I said, well, okay. And I was thinking to myself, what had I done wrong that day? The reality is, though, that once I got into it, it was really quite interesting. And if you thought about it long enough, you could come up with a plan that would actually really make this into the 100,000 square foot of office space that would really be reflecting well on the community and be occupied by people, and it became quite exciting.
It takes somebody's vision to sit back and look at a whole block like this and say, you know, let's not let this just carry on and go into a dilapidated state. Let's do something about this. This really could be a gem in the city.
The development of a property like this really, it's a one of a kind, because as you go through the project, you make decisions that, you know, differ from day to day, and really trying to make decisions based on what is the right thing to do for the property, and really it is one of a kind. You know, I don't know if you could redo it if you tried.
This is such a key piece of the community. It's such a center ice type of property that really the vision was and the decision was to do this right.
Which was built in 1842. It was the only building that survived the Great Fire. Its roof did actually burn through. And we know this because as we were doing the renovation work, we wound up having an archaeological dig, because what had happened is when the roof timbers burned through, the slate pancaked all the floors down, and so everything that was in the building was actually underneath the ground floor. So they did a dig for a week. It's actually just been written up, and there were a number of artifacts that have gone to the archives. I mean, if you look on the wall behind you, you've got the Henry Burke sign, which was on their building for a long time. Bank of Montreal returned here. They left here in 1970, and they came home, which was wicked cool. I only wish my father had been here to see it. And so I think for me, the thing is knowing that this will be here, all things being equal, you know, 100 years from now, and people will be, if they look after it, be able to enjoy it and still be using it. And so in so much as they might think of the builders of 1880, I hope they think of the men and women who helped do this time. You know what? We don't take enough pride in what we do. The reality is that St. John matters a lot. St. John and New Brunswickers have done big things in the past. We'll continue to do big things in the future. And when we do things here, we shouldn't take second place to anybody. I guess at the end of the day, life is about doing the hard things well. It's not about taking the easy road. So, yeah, they looked after me that day. I didn't realize it at the time, but, you know, I wouldn't be here today doing this if we hadn't.